It was a rainy night, and a traveler found himself stranded in an unfamiliar neighborhood. He had walked all day and was exhausted, hardly able to focus, yet he suddenly realized that the door in front of him looked familiar. He approached the house apprehensively and knocked gently, hoping that he was not mistaken. When an old friend indeed opened the door and invited him in warmly, his relief knew no bounds. That evening down the street, the neighbors were having a circumcision party for their youngest son, and the owner of the house and his wife had been invited. Quietly, the couple decided between themselves that the husband should stay behind and catch up with his friend while she would go to the party. They also agreed that she should prepare the friend's bedding well apart from their own bedroom. The wife left the two men chatting away, reminiscing about the past as they sipped tea. It was nearly midnight when the guest thanked his hospitable friend and went directly to the couple's bedroom, crept underneath the covers, and instantly fell asleep. The host, much too exhausted and far too embarrassed to wake his friend and tell him to change beds, snuck to the bed intended for their guest and also fell asleep immediately. Not long past midnight, the wife returned from the party all jovial and excited. She quickly undressed and writhed her way underneath the covers next to the man she thought was her husband. She caressed and kissed him a few times and whispered in his ear, "My darling, I was so anxious that because of this horrid rain that seemed to never end, we'd be stuck with this man all night without a moment's peace." The guest, now suddenly wide awake, heard her unkind words and, not losing another minute, sprang out of the bed furiously. "I have sturdy shoes and don't fear the rain or the mud," he exclaimed. "I'm out of here. You keep your precious home for yourselves. A soul never rests while traveling." As he headed toward the door, the woman, feeling ashamed, grabbed for his legs and begged him to stay, hoping that he would change his mind and not leave her home with such animosity. But to no avail, it was too late for regrets. The husband also awoke during the commotion, and the couple watched the man as he walked into the darkness, his face illuminating the empty space before him and for miles ahead, like a ferociously burning candle. They could hear his voice in their heads, saying to them, "I am the prophet Kidar, and I have copious spiritual treasures to impart. I had intended to gift some of them to you, but it wasn't meant to be." The next day, the couple converted their home into a guest house, welcoming every traveler who came to their town, hoping that perhaps one more time the prophet Kidar might appear at their humble abode.